So in this video I'm going to take a look at the Keychron K3 mechanical keyboard. It's the thinnest wireless mechanical keyboard from Keychron, which I managed to pick up from the Kickstarter campaign. So let's get right into it. In the box, aside from the keyboard itself, you'll get a set of additional so-called keycaps for Windows, a keycap puller, a switch puller, a braided USB-C cable for charging and for when you want to use it in wired mode, an instruction manual, as well as a quick setup guide which is just a summary of the manual. Now the main distinguishing feature is its size. At just 84 keys it makes it compact and is ultra slim in height. In terms of switches, you have a few options when purchasing. I opted for the white low profile optical hot swappable switches from Keychron. I chose these as I believe they were the quietest. The fact that they're swappable, it makes it much easier to swap out for other switches without the need of resoldering. You can opt for the low profile Keychron switches as well, and there are also a variety of linear, tactile and clicky switches to suit your typing preference. The keyboard can be operated wirelessly or wired, and there is a switch on the front to toggle between both modes. And if you're looking for a keyboard that's compatible for both Mac and Windows, well, Keychron has you covered. Again, there is a toggle switch on the front to flip between the different modes, and you can pair up to 3 different devices. Conveniently, there is an off switch, handy for when you want to save battery power or perhaps when you want to throw it in your backpack and you don't want to drain the battery. You'll find a USB-C connection port that allows you to charge it, and if you decide you just want to use it in wired mode. The supplied USB-C cable is braided and it appears decent quality, which is a nice touch. Now in terms of keyboard lighting, the K3 comes either in white or RGB backlights. I opted for the white version. Now at first I thought it was a simple on-off white backlight with some fading. I was so wrong. After having gone through all the lighting effects, 16 to be exact, but I'll cover the different lighting effects a bit later. If you're looking for an adjustable typing angle as well, unfortunately you're only supplied with the standard rubber feet here. Now going back to the USB-C port, there is a small LED beside the port which you may have noticed. It's a handy indicator to let you know when it's charging. When it's red, it's charging, green when it's fully charged, and blue for Bluetooth pairing. It will also flash red when the battery is below 15%. Now the battery is a 1550 mAh battery and advertised at 34 hours, which is not too bad I suppose considering its size. Now the K2 version, which has a 4000 mAh battery, that has a battery life of 240 hours, with the backlight off. I can't comment on the battery life too much here, however I've not had to charge it for the past 2.5 weeks since the very first charge, and I've been using it daily during work. Now it might just be me, and don't get me wrong, but my main gripe is predominantly the keycaps. They are plastic as usual like many others, but these look and feel, I don't know how to say this, a little unfinished. If you look carefully, I'm not sure I'm able to pick it up on camera, but each of the keycap edges have these unfinished edges. The keycaps don't have a smooth finish either, which is totally fine, it's more of a matte finish, but again, it feels a mixture of texture and matte finish. I think the best way to describe it is the keycap finishing feels inconsistent. Some edges are smooth whilst others are not, and other areas of the keycaps are more of a matte finish than others. I suppose I'm a little bit more disappointed as one can easily pick up a budget keyboard and the quality of keycaps feel a little better. I did order this in the Kickstarter campaign though, so perhaps it was rushed. Let me know in the comments below if you have the same experience. Perhaps it's just a K3 model. The other element is the keycaps are susceptible to fingerprints, but the switches themselves seem good quality at least. On the plus side, the keycaps are swappable, it's just a question of which ones are compatible. Overall the keyboard is sturdy, but with a bit of force there is some flex to it. It's not like you'll do this intentionally, but just be wary when you throw it in your backpack with your other belongings. So I've managed to cycle through the various lighting effects and I managed to count 16 of them. Now I would categorize them into 2, static and dynamic. Static lighting is where the lighting effect remains static or fixed. Regardless of what you type, the lighting effect will remain the same as they are. Then there are the dynamic lighting effects. As you type, the lighting effect will react based on your keystrokes. I won't go through all the effects, but just to demonstrate, I'll share a few various lighting effects. Alright, so this is a quick sound test of the Keychron K3 with white optical optical switches. Typing on the K3 with the white optical switches resembles typing on a laptop. The audible sound is very familiar, and the amount of force required to hit the key is also similar. Now, I did find myself mistyping rather frequently, and I think it's due to a few reasons. One, it's mainly due to its compact size and the fact that I'm not used to such a compact layout, so it took me much more time to adapt. Two, some of the modifier keys such as the enter key are a different size. Unlike full-size keyboard where it's much taller, the K3 enter key is very similar to the shift key, just a little longer. Now, these issues are not specific to Keychron itself, more due to the form factor. So just bear in mind, if you're coming onto a form factor like this, it may take some time to adapt. Overall typing is pretty good. I do like the optical switches, and it has a very subtle sound. No lag and no real issues wirelessly. I was really looking forward to using the K3, but I feel it just hasn't hit that sweet spot for me. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of plus sides to the K3, and I'll use it now and then. I like the fact that it's low profile, so your wrists are not raised so high, and the aesthetics are really nice. The fact it's wireless and wired and compatible with Mac and Windows. There's a lot going for the K3. I suppose it's the quality that's a bit of a letdown for me, primarily the keycaps. Maybe Keychron will release a new set of keycaps for the K3, or maybe I'll be able to find a set of compatible keycaps. Let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions. Now, if you're looking for a compact, low-profile, wireless and wired keyboard that works for both Mac and Windows, I don't think I can recommend another keyboard aside from the K3. For me, I prefer the Razer Black Widow Lite. I just like how the keys are laid out overall, and I found myself mistyping less. In case you haven't seen my other video, I did a review on the Razer Black Widow Lite, so feel free to check that out. Alright, so that wraps up another video. If you like these sort of videos, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment below, and I'll catch you next time round.